Good evening, traders, and welcome to the weekly commodity report. I'm your host, Paul. We'll look at the usual lineup of natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's get to the chart. I'm going to start with natural gas. This is the futures contract. And prices finally reached this purple zone that I had from last week. As I was saying, from last week, 5 waves down, quick correction, running flat actually, and then one more down, create this 182 low. And as I said last week, when you look at it from a daily perspective, that just all looks like one strong wave down. You have to go to a lower time frame to see the 3 waves. So I think this is just the first part. We're looking for 3 waves down. I think that's just like the A wave, or it could be a W, and we'll get some type of either the B wave or the X wave. It doesn't matter. It'll be 3 waves I'm looking for. One more low, and then that'll complete this massive diagonal coming down. So we've entered this zone, and as I see it right now, there's 3 ways up. So if this is like an A, B, and a C, we have an ABC up, shallow correction, ABC, and then straight up today. So all in all, an A, a B, and then up to there for C. And that could be all the correction. That could be the B wave, and now they're starting to come down. Now we don't know that this, what I'm assuming is a C wave. That could change, but we won't know until they break that low, 2134, on this chart that the low is in, that this ABC is done. Once they break that, then I think that there's a good chance that they're coming all the way down for the C wave. This could turn into a much bigger correction, this ABC right here. That could all just be the A wave, and then they'll give a B and then still one more up. That's a possibility, but we've got perfect 3 waves into a perfect sell zone. So I'm looking now for the move down, and so far all we have is 3 waves down. So that's why we don't know yet if this C wave is done. That this could all just be like the first wave, and maybe this was down for 2, and now they're going to go up for 3, 4, and a 5 for the C wave. So we still don't know, don't have any confirmation, but I'm looking for down. So we got to see just what type of pattern is in play here. But as I said last week, I'd be very cautious on shorting this market here, just because we do have 3 waves, and you just never know. That could be the low. I don't think it is, but or if you do short, I think you gotta hedge it with a long, because it could just be that this is the start of like a leading diagonal. So that's ABC, and that it'll start to sell off, but then and that'll be like 2, and then it's going to go up for the 3rd wave, and it'd be like a leading diagonal. So to be honest, if you do short, I'd probably just play it for a short term into in the like 205 range, and then you'd have to really be careful, because it could reverse back up if the low is in. But yeah, I think there's a possibility that the high could be in. We'll just have to wait and see. One of these two should be one of these 2 levels, 2276 or 2134. I would think one of those will break Thursday or Friday. And then if this breaks, then I think there's a good chance that it's starting its final wave down. But if it does come up, then I think it's just going to be pushing up for the C wave. All right, so those are the key levels to watch for natural gas. Let's move on to oil. All right, so oil is in a very interesting zone here. So as it looks to me, it looks like we've got a 1, a 2, and then this was like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. So basically just 3 waves. And this is a perfect zone for if they're making an impulse. So if it'd be 1, 2, 3, this would be 4, this zone, and right at the bottom of it. So if it goes back up and breaks this 80-13 high, then you'll have your 5-wave impulse, and then oil looks really good. If they can come back up from basically where it is right now. If it drops any farther, then it's not going to be a impulse. If it's going to go up, then it probably, if they drop like into this green box, then I think this was just like an A, B, C, and that still could be 1. This will be the 1. It's going up in a diagonal then, so it'll be something like that, and that'd be 2. And it still could go up for 3, 4, and a 5, but it'd be just be in a diagonal pattern instead of an impulse. So this area, basically, I don't think it could go any lower than it did today. So 76, 79, I think that really has to hold if they're going to make an impulse. So if they're going to give us this, look, 1, 2, 3, this has to be the end of 4, and then go up for 5. So 80-13 is a key level, because if it goes up from here, you got your impulse, and then any correction really needs to be bought because it's going to be going back up. But if it breaks this 76, 79 again, and especially gets into this green zone, 74 to 75, 88, then it just becomes a little bit harder to trade, because we don't know if this, after this 5-wave move, if this is just like a 1, 2, or actually it'd be, I think, an A, and then this would have been B, and then oil could be coming all the way down under 71.64 again, because it's just a 3-wave correction. So yeah, if you're not in, buying here wouldn't be a bad place to buy. Because your stop loss would have to be really tight. Because if it comes down under 76, I think I might want to get out, because you just don't know. Might start seeing it really sell off to go under there. But yeah, I'm looking to see if this purple zone, or basically right where it is right now, price, if it can push up and break 80-13 and give us a 5-wave move. And then we know that oil is looking really, really good for the future. But after a correction, then you would have to buy it. All right, let's move on to the metals. We'll start with copper. Copper dropping a little bit more now. So when we zoom out onto a daily, it's getting a little bit more suspect that this is a diagonal. I've been thinking that this is 1, and then we had a 2 down to there, and then a 3 up to there. And I mean, so far, I mean, we do have an ABC down, and then an ABC up, and then a very strong sell-off. So it could be just a very deep 3-wave correction for the 4, and now it's going to start its way up. So, down here, I'd only be looking for buy setups, and it's very possible that like this could be like a 1 and a 2, and then this looks very much like a running flat. Now it can't drop much farther, because then this could be like 1 and 2. And even if it is going to go down, so like if they're making a diagonal, and this was like A, B, C, and this was 1, and then this was 2. This is 3. 4 has to at least come up into this 104, preferably up to this like 4.2 level for 4 before it would go down in 3 waves and break that 392 for the 5th wave. So even if they're going to go down for a 5th wave, I think it still has to come up. Now it came really close. Yeah, early today, to the bottom of this box, but I think it should at least enter into this box. So what is that from right here? Yeah, it's only about 2%, but if it reaches where it should go, it'd be at least a 4% gain. I would be targeting for the 4th wave that it should be up the top of this box and not at the bottom. So we'll see. The one pattern that I have is if price comes into this blue area, could be that this is all a diagonal. Because this could be 1, this could be 2, and then this is going to be like the A, the B, and then one more into this blue area, and that'll be 3. I'd be looking for 3 waves down, for 4, and then back up for the 5th wave. So if you see this pattern, then copper becomes really attractive, because after that 5-wave move, just any decent sized correction should be bought for at least one more up. And then at that 4.2 level, then you just got to be cautious, because it could be reversing if they're going to be making a big 5-wave diagonal going down for that 5th wave. But copper looks good for at least a push, at least into this blue box, if not even continuing higher. So we got to see. We just don't have enough information. I mean, this could be 1, 2, and then this could be 1, 2. You know, and then copper's going to be making a whole bunch of 3, 4, and 5s. So we got to wait and see. We need more information, but I would think even if copper is going to go break this 392, it should be coming back up to at least 4.2. So let's see if that happens. Let's move on to gold. Gold has got me quite confused here. I've been thinking that the 3 was in because we had 3-wave move, 1, 2, and then 3 waves to complete the 5th wave of this big diagonal here. But it's just not going down. So it looks then like this could be, maybe this is going to be the A and the B, and now they're making like this is going to be turning out to be a 5-wave impulse, because this could be then 1, 2, which means then this is 1, 2, and then this all is going to be a 1, 2. So gold all of a sudden looks like it could be making like a very strong C wave. So if this is the A and this is the B, now we need 5 waves, and this right here would only be 1 and 2, and now it's going up for 3, 4, 5, but it's got a lot more to go. So 2, 4, 8, 3 is a really key level. Once that breaks, then I think this is all the C wave. All of this is going to be the C, and it's going to be a strong 5 waves, and there's going to be a lot more upside to go. So I'm thinking now that this 3rd wave isn't complete yet. So the key levels to watch are this. If this, right, come on, right there. If that, well, it's not right on there. All right, 2, 3, 6, 4. If that breaks, or the high breaks, 2, 4, 8, 3. One of those has to break to give us a sense of if this 3rd wave is complete. A break of the high and the 3rd wave's not done yet, and it's actually, I think, has a lot more to go up then to complete that C wave. Eventually, we're going to get a 4th wave, but this 3rd wave might not be done yet. So if you're a buyer, if you're already in a buy, I think you're looking good. All right, let's move on to silver. All right, so silver also just not sure if this wave is done yet. This coming down. There's three waves, and it's in the zone, but it hasn't reacted like I was expecting it to. If it's going to go up to break that high, because all we have is 1, 2, 3 waves. Now they could be making a diagonal because then we only have 3 waves down, and then got some buying at the end of the day. So there's a lot of patterns in play, but I think a diagonal could be if they can come up and break 28,046 again, then that's going to be looking really good, because then that looks more like a diagonal. Then you'll have 1, you have 2, and then we'll have to see. If it's a 3-wave move up, then you have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm expecting a correction and then back up again. So we'll have to see exactly what this is, because if they could just come straight up, just break it, and then sell it off, and it'd still just be an A, B, C, and then still push this thing down. Just don't have a clear indication. I still only want to be in the buys, because if it's making a diagonal to go down, like this ABC, if that was 1, and then that was 2, here's your 3-wave push down, that would be 3. The 4 should at least come into this 28.44, even all the way up to 29.7 range. So buying from like right here, yeah, I mean, even if they just get to the midway point, like 29.07, that's over 5%, 5.6%. If they're going to go down, be something like that, 3-wave up into here, and then that'd be 4, and then they could come down if they're going to be making a big leading diagonal. But still, it should be coming up into this purple zone here. So silver looks good. Just when it gets into this zone, you just got to be really careful. Because like I said, it could be coming back to you and breaking that 26.40 low one more time. So yeah, I think silver for a short-term trade looks good, and then we'll just have to see if we get, is it just 3 waves into this zone, or is it 5 waves, and then silver looks really good, especially after a correction and then more up. So let's watch and see how that plays out. And uranium, all right, so that low is holding, and it's come right into this purple zone here. So this is a very important area, because if they're making a diagonal, and this was 1, and then this was 2, and then here's your 3 waves down for 3, the 4 should be coming into this zone, and they've already hit the bottom. I expect it to actually move up just a little bit more. It's kind of doesn't look very corrective. So this might all just be like the first part, 1 more down, and then a little higher. That would make more sense if they're going to be making a leading diagonal. So this could be 4, reverse down, break 22.79 one more time, and then you'd have 5 waves. Then actually under 22.79, then uranium looks really good for a short-term trade, because then you're going to get some type of correction before it resumes down. So we've got to watch this zone here, because if it only comes up here in 3 waves and sells off, then you got yourself a leading diagonal. Then uranium is making a much bigger correction here. So yeah, buying or selling right here it's not clear yet. Obviously buying down here would have worked out great, but right now, it could be that it's just going to come up a little bit, but then reverse. Or this could be just a three-wave correction, and now uranium's starting to go here. That's why I wouldn't be shorting it. But I don't know if I'd be buying it. I might want to wait and see how this zone reacts first. All right, that's commodities as I see it. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support. I'll see you in the next video.